film for me is not about saying something. There's not a slogan that I wish to express in my film, and I'm making the film in order to express that slogan. Film for me is just a bunch of ideas that come together in the form of images and are expressed as a story in images. It's a story about a man in a state of panic, not just about his milieu, but about himself and his role in his milieu. And so I try to express that panic more than anything else. You can only take something seriously if you're able to laugh at it. If you can't laugh about something, in my opinion, it will be very difficult to take that issue seriously, because you really need a critical distance, which irony and parody give you, to be able to discuss it. So some people might find it patronizing, other people might find it very funny. It really depends on, it is a relative question. Different people will react differently to the idea that you're making a comedy about serial killings, politically motivated serial killings. Yes, I mean, I was aware of this, and I was trying to be as sensitive about it as I could without losing my sense of humor. See, there's something you have to be careful about. You don't want to be too funny, but you also don't want to lose your sense of humor when you're dealing with a subject like this. It's a tricky thing, and of course different people will have different reactions to it. I'm open to that. That seems to be a part of the game. The situation in Iran is volatile and things change. Right now there's been absolutely no pressure on us to change anything in the film so far, and we have received a screening permit for it now. So, and it's supposed to be screened within a month in Iran. I don't see anything specifically confrontational or aggressive in the film. It's a critical film, and its criticism has moved through the labyrinth of art to be expressed, hopefully, and that happens all the time. It's not a very special thing for this film to have received its permit, although it took some time to convince the authorities to give it to us, but it has happened already. So maybe they should be answering why they've given me the permit and not myself. What has been bothering me for a long time about the state of Iranian cinema as it is seen outside Iran is that sometimes it conforms to a very specific image that audiences have of us in Iran, which is usually got through news media and things like this. Again, you seem to be asking me, how come there are these strong women in your film? Well, because there are strong women in Iran, and I chose to show them. I can't tell you how extremely annoying it is to be asked political questions all the time, because in a sense, it seems to me, I mean, you feel free to ask political questions, and nobody's saying not to, but we've made a piece of art, good or bad, and we would like to discuss how we've done that and what it means to you. Let's not forget that art is supposed to be some kind of a universal language when we overcome the barriers that separate us. And to focus every interview I do, it's about, so what do the reformers think of you? What do the hardliners think of you? Have you been censored? Have you not been censored? How do you deal with censorship? Fine. How many times do you need to hear this? Yes, there's censorship in Iran. Yes, it's difficult to live with it. And yes, we're dealing with it in different ways depending on the political climate. But there is so much more to discuss. And let me ask you a question. Why do you think Iranian films are supposed to be some kind of a tour guide of Iran for you? You know, we're not here sort of presenting our country and telling you, oh, come, look how victimized we are. Come and help us and all that. So it's sickening and tiring. It's tiresome.